Welcome back to another week on the van conversion. I think we're now on week 6.
We're that close we could put a mattress in and go somewhere. Go on, you'll be fine. High five.
This morning we are getting to clad this big wall. One of the things we realised we did early on is we massively underestimated how many battens we're going to need. So before we get started, we're just adding some extra battens in, vapor sealing them, and kind of just prepping and making sure the wall is completely ready for the cladding. Okay, so now we're making templates for the other side, which looks like it's a bit easier.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I don't know what I did with my other template, which is a bit of a pain. But so we're going to do another one. Just do that. Yeah, so we've left this so that this bracket comes in, so it's not far actually.
Moment of truth.
And then, there we go.
Right, test the door.
Hang on. Let's put it that way a bit.
Nice. Looking good. Okay, so this morning we've managed to get the cladding all along the bottom part of this wall, which is really, really good. The templates work really well around the door, and what we've done is we've got a batten here that we can join the two bits against. But obviously the wood isn't completely symmetrical, so we do have a bit of an uneven join, which we're gonna have when we do this top bit of cladding as well. So to hide that join, because it doesn't look very nice, we're gonna be doing copper piping down our walls, which we're going to run anyway because we're going to have our electrics on the outside of the walls so that we can access them easily if we want to.
So I think today, I don't think we're going to get any more done because we need to get the shelf done, don't we? Because we're having a shelf that comes out to here and the cladding's got to come up and around, and it's a bit of a head scratcher.
We'll look at that with like fresh eyes. Well, today we're tackling the shelf.
What we'll do is we've got some old 12mm ply, so we'll build the shelf out of that first as a rough guide now to make sure it all fits in and looks nice, and then we've got some thick pine or some pine wood that we use to actually build the final shelf.
I'll just press the trigger.
Yeah, but yeah, keep it firm, keep it steady, follow that line. Go on, you'll be fine. It's a good job this is a template and not the final piece.
Okay, so one thing we've noticed as we've come to cut the template for the shelf is that if we get, even though this side can be perfectly straight, the outside of the van obviously isn't. So as we've got this straight edge, it actually runs narrow, which does make sense. We've done, realised that when we put the insulation in, the back of the van gets narrower. So we're gonna have to try and cut this at a slight angle just to make sure that that's flush against the back of the van, which we didn't think about. So yeah, hopefully that works. So now we're putting the template that I was just showing you onto the piece of wood that we are hoping to use for the shelf, that we're now questioning whether it's too thick.
I think it's too thick. I think we're going to have to go and get some different wood.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good template again.
We'll try. So it turns out the size of this.
Yeah, so the size of the pie is actually
perfect.
Perfect. It actually looks really nice. And I'm gonna say there's just a slight run on here, but we'll sand out as ever so slight, sand out everything there, and then that's pretty much spot on. But then we need to build the side pieces and then the top bit. So if we do the top bit now, because we know where that's going.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the strut bits.
So with some trial and error, we've got this top bit cut to size, which is good. And now we're just trying to figure out what to do with these side bits. I don't know what to call them. And we're thinking of making a wedge shape just to go in here and kind of frame it nicely. So we'll see how that goes.
That sits quite nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Well, it's taken all day, but I think...
All day to connect 4 pieces of wood together, but we've finally got our shelf. Perfect. And then cladding will sit on that. No run there. It just needs to go a little bit there. And there we go.
So today we are going to try and fix this shelf in and try and get as much of this cladding done on this wall as we can. This is the finished shelf. We considered having one that was like recessed in, but we quite like the idea of it kind of being a little feature because the walls are going to be whitewashed, and maybe staining this a nice natural pine colour could be quite nice. And now we've got the tricky task of trying to fit the cladding now around the new window frames.
On there. So we got the cladding around the window now just to finish it off. We are going to put, because you see there's little bits of gaps here and there, but we are going to put just a bit of trim around here, down the sides, around inside here, just to, you know, little finishing touches. But we'll do all that, you know, later. Just glad that it's all in, it's all cut, it's all fit. It's all fit. It all fitted.
Yeah.
So
trying to get these on without split, because we have to put it so close to the edge, and they were so finely, like cut to size. We were just like, the fact these didn't split at the ends either was.
Yeah. I mean, we could have used
nice.
We could have used cladding clips, which just sit behind, and then you screw the cladding or the clip into the bit of wood. But we already started with the screws, so I still think it looks very nice.
Yeah. I'm so pleased with everything we've managed to get done this week. It's been a really productive week. We've managed to get so much done. I'm so pleased with this frame. Ben has done an amazing job. So yeah, that's awesome. I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed or commented over the last few weeks on videos. It's really means a lot, and yeah, it's awesome reading your comments and replying to them and kind of speaking to other people who are doing the same thing as us, which is awesome. I wanted to do a special mention to Brett and Beck Valley Van, who have supported us literally from day one and always comment and are just like awesome people. So check them out. I'll pop their channel in the description below. They're also building a van and they're pretty much at the same stage that we are, so go and see what they're up to. And yeah, we shall see you next week. Bye.